a friend of mine, about some of the challenges for young people starting their own businesses and getting out there. What are some of the challenges that you guys see?
Well, I'll take that first. One of the biggest things about people going into their own business is going in with their eyes closed.
Right.
And I'm big on laying out a game plan before you get into it.
Yeah.
Because I've gone into business with my eyes closed,
Right.
and it's not a pretty sight, when you do open your eyes.
Yeah.
So I think just from the basics, outlining a game plan to understand where you're going when
Right.
you walk in. Because I think a lot of people say the main reason businesses fail is money. I don't agree. I think it's knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lack of knowledge going in.
Right.
So when you're thinking about starting a business, number one, find a mentor. Number two, get a couple of good books that talk to you about business and take a good read about it.
Yeah.
And number three, create, if it's not an intense business plan, at least a basic business plan, so that you know what you're doing. You clear a lot of hurdles on paper before you step into
Right.
it.
I think a lot of the young people don't understand the time commitment it requires, that it's more than a full-time job, it's really 2 full-time jobs if you want to do it right. I think a lot of them don't understand the monetary commitment, the lean years you have, you don't make money starting off. I had to live with my parents for a long time, and I think a lot of them don't understand the extra effort it requires to build up a client base. You don't just hang your shingle and people walk through the door. You actually have to go out and meet people and convince them that you're good at what you do and you can provide them that service.
Right.
The good news, though, it's worth it.
Yeah, well, I was saying, let's talk about some of the advantages of you guys have found in having your own businesses.
Wow, the greatest advantage is you don't have a boss yelling at you all the time. You don't have to beg for vacations. You set your own hours. I mean, you get to be in charge of your life, and that's something I didn't really appreciate and even understand until I started doing it myself.
Well, I don't know, Jordan. I have a mirror in my office. I'm yelling at myself all the time. But you're right. I mean, the key word that comes to my mind is freedom.
Yeah.
You really have the freedom of choice.
Right.
You have the freedom to excel. You have the freedom to fail as well, and you have the freedom to do whatever you want in between. So I think that's very important. Don't get me wrong. Business owners have certain disciplines thrust upon them, like Jordan said, because of time and effort and so forth. But you also have the reality of knowing that it's in your hands. That when you lift it up to the Lord and He gives you direction, you can follow that direction unfettered. And when you do that, you can excel.
Right.